Yo, what is good YouTube? My name is The Deli and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be going over a Void Titan build that features the newly reworked exotic gauntlets, the no backup plans. The changes to these exotic gauntlets makes this build totally cracked. We'll be able to just run through mobs of enemies with constant overshield and just have constant damage buffs to your shotgun. In this background gameplay, I am in the legendary Lightfall campaign in the mission Breakneck, which sets me 15 light levels below light. So regardless of me being at a constant disadvantage, I'm just running through these ads like it's absolutely nothing. This is a really fun and versatile build, and I'm excited to show you guys how I run it. Let's get into it. Alright, so let's get into the build. We're going to be taking advantage of the no backup plans exotic gauntlets. These recently got a change in this new season and they're totally cracked. So the no backup plans armor intrinsic perk is Force Multiplier. While using a Void Subclass, Rapid Shotgun Final Blows or defeating a powerful combatant with a shotgun will grant a Void Overshield and start health regeneration. While you have a Void Overshield, shotguns deal additional damage and Shotgun Final Blows refresh the Overshield. It provides a moderate benefit to shotgun airborne effectiveness and reload speed. We're going to be pairing these arms with the Legend of Acrius. This shotgun hits like a truck without no backup plans, but with no backup plans, this thing is absolutely insane. Especially if you have the Catalyst with Trench Barrel and the increased ammo reserves, this thing hits like an absolute truck. I took this into the new dungeon today, and I used this on the first boss encounter. It absolutely destroyed him. My buddy was using a tractor cannon to apply that 30% debuff, and we absolutely ripped through that boss. The other weapons of choice that I'm using a Wastelander M5. I have Lead from Gold on mine and Trench Barrel with Assault Mag. This is just really good for ammo economy since we have Lead from Gold. And then another way to use Trench Barrel, this thing hits like a truck as well. We're utilizing a double special build, so I'm using Path of Least Resistance. You can sub this out for anything else you want. I just like to use double special, so I have tons of ammo bricks for Legend of Acrius and then vice versa. Alright, so let's go over the aspects, fragments, and abilities. For our super, we're going to be using Ward of Dawn. I like to pop the bubble on the boss I'm going to do damage to, and then I just go to town. We're going to have that constant overshield from being inside the bubble. And if he starts pushing you around or you get pushed out of the bubble, you can always pop your barricade, and because we're going to be using the aspect Bastion, we get a free overshield from just popping that barricade. It's really good. For the jump, this is personal preference. I just like to use Strafe Lift. For the melee, I chose Shield Throw here because this is a quick way to get easy overshield. You throw that shield, you get a little chunk of overshield, then you get a quick shotgun kill, and it's just going to refresh it to 100%. So just a really nice way to get a quick overshield. For our grenade, we're going to be using Vortex Grenade. Just a really solid nade. It sucks enemies in. It stays for a while, does big damage. That pairs really well with one of our fragments. So we went over our first aspect, Bastion. Our second aspect of choice is going to be Controlled Demolition. Hitting a target with a Void ability or a Volatile Explosion makes them volatile. Further damage to volatile targets cause them to explode. It grants you and your nearby allies health when volatile targets explode near you. So we're going to be in the trenches constantly, so throwing our grenade down at our feet, we're going to be causing a lot of explosions because we're using the fragment Echo of Expulsion. Void ability Final Blows cause targets to explode. These just pair very well together, so it's just a nice way to get even more health regen on top of the no backup plans. And then our other fragment of choice, Echo of Leeching, melee Final Blows will start health regen, and it gives a +10 to resilience. So just another way to constantly be having health regen. Our third fragment of choice is going to be Echo of Undermining. Our Void Grenades are going to weaken targets. It's a quick little 15% debuff you can put onto a target. Really good with the Vortex Grenade as well, since it pulls in enemies and stays for a while. Our final fragment of choice is going to be Echo of Cessation. Finisher Final Blows create a burst of void damage that causes nearby combatants to become volatile. Defeating a volatile target creates a Void Breach. So when we throw our Shield Throw, we're going to be causing targets to become volatile because of a Controlled Demolition and our grenade explosions as well. So we're going to be creating Void Breaches constantly. And this pairs very well with some of our artifact mods this season. One of our artifact mods that's going to be key to this build is Unto the Breach. Defeating a Void debuff target creates a Void Breach while your Void subclass is equipped. So since we're going to be making targets volatile, we're going to be creating even more void breaches, and we're going to be defeating them, so that's going to proc our fragment. And then the other artifact perk we're going to be taking advantage of is Protective Breach. Picking up a void breach gives you an overshield or refreshes an existing overshield. So you could just see the combo here. We're going to have tons of void breaches, we're going to have constant overshield because we're going to be getting constant shotgun kills, and we're going to just be doing big damage. When you get to this last row, another good artifact perk I recommend probably running is going to be Supernova. Picking up a void breach causes your next source of void damage to create a large weakening pulse. So this is going to be even better, just even more debuffs on targets, 15% debuff. I haven't unlocked this last row, so I don't know, how good it is, but it just sounds like it's just going to amplify the build even more. All right, so here's a little quick overview of the build. You can see the mods here, see what artifact perks I got. I'm going to show you one other way to run the build with a different set of guns, but I just want to show this as well. All right, so this is how I run the build when I'm focusing more on ad clear and less on boss damage. I like to swap my Wastelander for conditional finality. I'll swap my Trace Rifle for Nessa's Ablation, and then I swap the Legend of Acreus for a machine gun, in this case Commemoration. So I like to use Commemoration as my primary weapon of choice, and then when I'm gonna get up close and personal with like some majors or some lower tier ads or something, I like to use my shotguns. My Nessa's Ablation roll is very good here because I have destabilizing rounds and demo, so I'm going to get my grenade back really fast, and since I have destabilizing rounds, it's going to pair very well with Unto the Breach. Defeating a void debuff target creates a void breach. So that's just another way to get void breach and get free overshield via Protective Breach. Conditional finality also shines in this setup because getting that Stasis Shatter kill and then the Ignition kill, it causes big AoE effect, which just kills a bunch of enemies at once, which triggers an overshield. Just very solid shotgun here, and it does some pretty good damage on some majors and some champions. And it has like intrinsic champion stunning, since it has, the freeze and then the scorch. Alright, so that's going to be it for the second way I like to run the build. Here's a quick little overview of that. I will have the dim link for both of the builds down in the description, along with the link to my Discord. I will be posting the dim links in my Discord as well, so please join that. Trying to build that Discord up. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate the support, and more Destiny build videos coming very soon. Thanks again, and peace.